Everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Red Pill Diaries. I'm your host, Rashid, and back with us for another round is my colleague and friend, Brian Berletic. How is it going today, Brian?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me back.
Did you hear me, Brian?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. No problem at all.
I think
Brian,
there's some kind of...
Let's jump right into it. Delay? Yeah. There was no delay right before the show, right?
Yes, I know. Every time.
Yeah. Brian, let's jump right into it. I want to bring something up on the screen for you because this seems to be making the rounds. And this is about Tulsi Gabbard and how she came out and said she's going to release overwhelming evidence against Obama coup plot against Trump. And this seems to be the main thing that everybody has been talking about today. But to me, it surprised me that most websites, most blogs fell for this head fake here. And not saying that we support Obama or support Biden or Clinton, but this is a head fake. How convenient that they would release this evidence when Trump is under so much pressure from the Epstein's file. And again, I would like to ask, why didn't she release the Epstein files instead of these files? Because that's what the people were waiting for.
Well, again, it's just classic divide, distract, and divide and rule. And this is how the U.S. political establishment has perpetuated continuity of agenda, regardless of who is elected into the White House or who is elected into Congress. How convenient. And I remember Alex Christoforou on the thread just a couple of days ago when this whole Epstein thing was blowing up. And he said, I think it's about time for some kind of distraction. And then sure enough, here comes the distraction. They're going to throw this out there and they're going to hope partisan politics gets everybody squabbling and fighting, and you have to do this disclaimer. We're not supporting Obama. I mean, people could go back and look. I was extremely critical of every administration because every administration is involved in continuity of agenda, and so we're not defending Obama. This whole Russiagate thing was just a variation of remember the Obama birth certificate scam that went on and on and on. And every single administration, they have a gimmick. The birth certificate, Russiagate, now we have Epstein kind of targeting both sides. That's actually probably a real thing that they're trying to tamp down and control. And now they're trying to direct this back into, well, now we're going to investigate these things we did in the past to divide and distract everybody. So it is a game. And really, shame on people for falling for this and allowing it to distract them from the actual agenda that all of the wars Trump promised he was going to end have now all expanded and escalated. The whole Epstein thing. Oh, why are you guys talking about that? This is a left-wing radical talking point. This is all Trump and his whole campaign were talking about. The entire... hold on a second. I feel just like it's weird. Let me just. I don't know. We can work on this later, but no. It's weird that it was him and the people around him talking about this on the campaign trail, and now suddenly we don't want to talk about it. Be quiet. I'm in office. Be quiet about all of these things I promised you. I'll determine what is MAGA. I'll determine what is America first. And really, honestly, and this is what we warned about, if no one told you, if you didn't check to see who is the president and you were just looking at U.S. policy around the globe, would you even know that Biden wasn't in office anymore? I wouldn't.
So what do you think is the main reason why a lot of the pundits picked up the head fake instead of seeing it for what it was? Because it's conveniently happening right at the time when massive pressure is mounting on Trump to release the files. And why didn't anybody ask Tulsi, where are you coming from? Because you were silent on the Iranian bombings, you were silent on the Epstein, and out the blue, you want to come and speak on the files dropped on Obama and his administration.
Exactly. Well, I forgot to say, for Tulsi Gabbard, this is another. This is just another indicator of how deeply involved and on board she is with continuity of agenda. All of this anti-establishment, anti-deep state nonsense that was just like for Trump. For her, this is just a gimmick that she uses to get support and to manipulate people and kick the can down the road, claiming you're going to do all of these things and then never actually delivering. So shame on her again. When she was cheering on the war with Yemen and then backtracking on what she had said about Iran and its nuclear program, she's just another dirty politician who told you what you wanted to hear. And now that she's where she wants to be, she's doing the exact opposite. Now, why are these people falling for it? Number one, I think obviously there's people that are just they pretend that they're alternative media, but they're just the mainstream media that's been dressed up as alternative media. Mainstream media adapts and overcomes the limits of their propaganda. People were waking up to it, so they kind of fell back a little, fall back position, dress up as alternative media. Breitbart is an example of this. There's plenty on the so-called left, liberal spectrum that have done this. But I think other people are just genuinely, you have these wedge issues that are just so irresistible, like raw meat and a starving pack of dogs. They just swarm on it and they can't help themselves. And it's just one of these aspects of human nature that the system can consistently rely on and use to distract us and divide us. And that's exactly what they're doing. And unfortunately, people are falling for it.
And I see some of the people who are not bloggers, but who appear on a lot of blog shows, they tend to give Tulsi a lot of leeway and excuse her policies or her inaction or her behind the scenes actions. Why do you think that? Because if it was anyone else, they would be chomping at her and going all in on her.
I think it's a combination of some people being deliberately dishonest. I think other people are just trying to rationalize. They went out on a limb to support these people, to support Trump when he was running for office, and the people that he surrounded himself with. They wanted to believe that he was going to do these things that he said. But again, as we constantly point out, if you listen to him carefully, he actually told you he wasn't going to do any of these things. So he's kind of depending on you to imagine that he was going to do a lot of these things. Because I pointed this out in October and September. So this is before the elections were even held. They were talking about things like Ukraine. Oh, we can't send weapons to Ukraine. And everybody just drew this conclusion. Oh, so they're going to end the war in Ukraine. No, listen to the rest of the sentence. He said, we can't keep sending weapons to Ukraine because we need them for war with China. How is that an improvement? That's worse. You're going backwards. And then if you looked at their policy on Ukraine, they were talking about freezing the conflict, not ending it. So it was just more of the same. It's just Minsk 3.0. And now we can see that is exactly what they have done. So these people who genuinely supported Trump and genuinely wanted to see change, instead of just admitting that they were duped, which can happen to anyone, it has happened to all of us, we're just human beings, just accept that you were duped and speak up against it. Stop trying to rationalize it and bend over backwards to defend these people who deliberately lied to you and are taking advantage of you. Why feel the need to do this? But again, it's another one of these aspects of human nature that they are well aware of and they exploit, and that is reliably, consistently delivers this type of result where they can do anything that they want, the exact opposite of what they promised, and people will still defend them. They take advantage of this. This is the true face of Western so-called democracy. It is not a system of self-governance. It is a system of control over the public.
And speaking on Tulsi, she hadn't uttered a word about the told you to walk away.
was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught